for all the students giving exam in Feb 2024, guys, you have less than 50 days to go for your exam. And guys, being very honest, from passing an examination perspective, these 50 days are the most important days of your preparation. Tip number one, please focus more on practicing questions. In the last 50 days, I would recommend at least 80% of your time should be only spent on practicing questions. Which are the questions that you need to practice? A, CFA curriculum questions, candidate resources. Guys, on the CFA website, you have gotten access to the candidate resources. There are more than 2500 plus questions which are very important from passing the exam. 3, the test uploaded on the FPA LMS. Guys, one very important thing is whenever, let's say you're solving a candidate resources, whenever if any question goes wrong, it is perfectly okay. Spend more time in reading the solution, because that will do a good job in ensuring that you are able to revise your concepts well. So I would repeat it again, focus more time on practicing questions and a less time on reading. Give mock test. Guys, one of the most important parameter that would decide your success on the exam is how seriously you have attempted your mock test. Minimum, I recommend at least 7 full length mock tests like your actual examination. We on the FPA LMS, we are going to provide you around 6 mock tests. Then you get an access to the CFA mocks as well. But one very important thing, when you are giving your mocks, give mocks like your actual exam time. So if your actual exam is from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., please ensure that you are giving in that time itself. You're solving the first part of the exam, you're taking a 20-30 minutes break, and then you're moving to the second part, and then you're spending time in analyzing the mocks. Very important, because see, you have to understand one thing. Till now, most of us have been learning one specific subject, solving questions on that specific subject, and we are able to do it. Do you know what is one of the big challenge in CFA exam? One of the big challenge in CFA exam is that all the 10 subjects get tested together. So it is very important you make your mind comfortable, because in the exam, except ethics, all the subjects can be jumbled up. You can have one question of equity, then fixed income, then you can have AI, derivatives. So it's very important that you're mentally preparing your mind to give mock test. Because if you give at least 7 mock tests, you would be very comfortable in managing the stress. You'll be comfortable in managing all the 10 subjects together. And this will ensure that you're actually well prepared for the exam. So being very honest, if you are someone giving at least 7 mock tests, you would see your probability of passing going up significantly. If someone is just spending time in reading, not giving any mock tests, guys, you are going to regret it later. Another important thing, don't just give mock for just giving it. Let's say I have attempted one mock today. Spend enough time in understanding what went wrong. So let's say if I was a student giving CFA level 1, I had given one mock, let's say I score 60%. So what went wrong? How can I improve my accuracy? Why the other 40% questions are wrong? Was I not able to recall the concepts? Or I did a silly mistake? Spend enough time in analyzing those pain points and analyzing those weak areas, because this is how your accuracy will improve. So you start first mock test, you'll get a lesser score around 50, 55, 60. That's perfectly okay. You keep revising, you keep practicing, you keep giving more mock tests, you will see your accuracy going above 70%. And yes, from passing the examination perspective, minimum that we need to target is 70%. I generally recommend to target 75%. That the score improvement, the accuracy improvement can only happen if you are able to identify your weak areas. Another important thing, obviously majority of your time should be in practicing questions and mock test. But let's say when I'm giving a mock test, I found out that my equity is not weak or my fixed income is not weak. Take the weaker subject first. So when you are revising now, whichever subject you are not scoring well, whichever subjects you are doing a lot of wrong questions, spend enough time in revising those subjects. And the most important thing, guys, ethics is the most important subject to pass. if you're close to the minimum passing line, if you're close to the passing line, if you score well in ethics, your probability goes up. If you score bad in ethics, your probability goes down. Ethics is very important. Obviously, reading curriculum ethics is important, but at this stage, I recommend start solving 25 questions daily. For the next 50 days, please start solving 25 questions of ethics every day. I will share enough course content, enough questions of ethics. You don't need to worry, but start solving 25 questions daily. That is something very important. Another important thing, guys, one thing I would like to discuss the CFA exam when you give compared to the mocks that you give on the FPLMS. I assure you, the exam is going to be relatively easy, provided you have revised everything, provided you have solved the candidate resources and given all the FPA mocks also. But one important area, you would observe one thing, in your examination, the options can be sometimes confusing. So let's say you have A, B, C. You think A is the correct answer, but A is not exactly the correct. A is more like a similar, but C is more accurate. So many a times in the exam you are going to face this challenge, even in your mock test. Always remember, when you are solving a specific question, although you are confident that A is the correct answer, just an example, make sure at the back of your mind why B is not the correct answer, why C is not correct answer. Read all the options very carefully. Read all the questions very carefully. Because I have observed people do silly mistakes in question like which of the following is most likely, which of the following is least likely. Please ensure that you are reading the option very carefully and practicing them. So just to quickly sum it up, focus more on practice. That is very important. Candidate resources, do it. Give at least minimum 7 to 8 mock tests. Spend enough time in analyzing your weak areas, weak subject. Which your subject goes wrong, spend time revising those concepts. Solve 25 questions of ethics daily. And whenever you are giving a mock, one day before the mock, try to have a quick recap using some kind of a summary, or using the kind of notes, or using the class presentations that we have used. Do it, and I am sure managing CFA level 1 would be easy for you. Wish you all the best for your examination. Stay motivated, stay positive. All the best, everyone. Thank you.